Ah, Valentine's Day, the most romantic of all holidays. That time when you not only tell your loved one how special she is, but you also show her. Treat the most important woman in your life like the little bitch that she is with Adam and Eve's Sport Sheet Doggy Strap, the doggy-style sex position aid that'll help you penetrate deeper and help her hit her G-spot. The Doggy Strap is just one of about 20,000 adult products at adamandeve.com. Toys for him, toys for her, adult movies, lingerie, bondage gear, lubes, condoms, and more. For a limited time, get 50% off just about any item when you use promo code FREAK. That's F-R-E-A-K. In addition to 50% off, you'll also receive 6 free movies, a free mystery pack that includes an item for him, a special toy for her, and something I think you'll both enjoy. Finally, free shipping on your entire order. It's all to celebrate Valentine's Day, so act quick. Use coupon code FREAK at adamandeve.com. Distorted View Daily proudly presents another Craigslist personal ad reading by Cheryl Murkowski.
Seeking period blood sex 45, Nassau, Suffolk. I seek a woman having their period. I love the taste of vaginal juices and blood. I will give you the best oral of your life. If you get horny when your period arrives, then give me a try. I can ease your cramps by licking you into euphoria. I'm clean and STD free. You be too, please. I prefer a shaved vagina. But as long as you're close cut and maintained, then get at me. Please contact me for further details. I'm available most any time. Ironic, that was all one sentence. No periods.
Hey freaks, it's Monday, February 4th, 2019. Coming up on the program today, holy big black dick, Batman! Plus, using tit squirt as a deterrent, poking your penis into a pretzel, and kicking your drug habit using only a boombox from the 1990s. All this plus your voicemails today!
Of infants masturbate.
Come on, let me fucking finish. Shut the fuck up.
Am I sick in the head? That would be fun to gang rape. How do you do it?
It's the Distorted View Show with Tim Henson.
All right, Tim Henson back here with you, kicking off a new week of programs. Although there was a show yesterday to make up for the missed Friday program. So if you haven't listened to the Sunday show, go back, listen to that now. I'll wait for you. I'm not going anywhere. I'm sure as hell not going out of the house. I made that mistake earlier. As I get older, I'm realizing I don't need to be around people very much at all. I've never been a real social person, but I would get antsy if I spent all day in the house. I'm like, I just need to get out. I need to go do something, interact with someone. Yeah, that doesn't happen so much. I left the house and within 45 minutes, I had my fill for the day. And it's not my problem. It's other people ruining the social experience for me. Because they don't know how to act in a proper way. Hey, if you've got a big honkin' shopping cart in a grocery store, maybe don't stop in the middle of an aisle to play on your phone. I can't tell you how often that happens now. That's just one annoyance at a grocery store. I went to a Starbucks today to get my coffee, and I've noticed this thing that people are doing now where they just stop in front of the door to talk to people. You have to be aware that you're blocking a major artery. Is it that they want attention? Do they want me to talk to them? Excuse me, I need to get through. Excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry. What the hell did you think was going to happen if you plant yourself right in front of the only door to an establishment? Before I, pushed my way through, I stopped and I wanted to hear what was so important. Was this woman having a heart attack? Why was she stopped right in front of the door? Well, apparently Darcy, her friend, recommended she use coconut milk in her latte. Leslie took a sip by the door, and I don't know, her knees must have fucking buckled. Is it like orgasmic coconut milk latte she was drinking? She had to stop. Oh, this is good. Yeah, I would have never thought coconut milk. I didn't think that would be good with a toffee nut latte. And then further recommendations started coming in. Well, you gotta try the hazelnut. Next time, try the hazelnut. And that's what I'm like, excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry. It was that, very inconvenience. Oh, I'm sorry. Like I'm doing something wrong. Everyone is just supposed to not use the door while we talk about coconut milk for a fucking hour. How else would you like me to leave? Shall I Kool-Aid man through the wall? The nerve of that cunt, right? And then, then now I'm thinking about that, and I'm thinking about all the shopping carts in my way at Meijer. And, when I'm shopping, the worst thing that could happen to me in a grocery store or in a department store is that I got too many items and I've got to get a shopping cart. The amount of gymnastics I will go through to just hold on to these items is astounding. I'll stick stuff between my legs and my mouth, anything so I don't have to, push a cart. Why? Because when you're in a cart, you're always in someone's way. I'm aware of that, though. I try to shimmy the cart to the side, right? So people can get around me. These fucking heifers somehow figure out how to take up the maximum amount of space. They've got their cart not only in the middle of the aisle, but the cart is like diagonal. And they're at the end of it, right? And their wide ass load. It's really something to behold. The Meijer, which is like, I don't know, it's a regional department store chain. They actually have mini carts in addition to the standard size shopping carts, which I appreciate. I mean, I feel weird, pushing a tiny little baby cart. It's like walking around naked with a tiny penis. I don't know, it's just like everyone's kind of judging you. As a man, as a masculine butch man like me, the worst thing you could do, though, is carry one of those shopping baskets. It's hard to exude masculinity when you look like a flower girl at a wedding. I remember Joey was the worst with the baskets because he would carry it like a purse, kind of. He would, like a bag. He would put the handles, he would slide the handle of the basket to the crook of his elbow and just let the basket dangle. I mean, you do that when you don't care that everyone knows you're a flaming homosexual. Oh, the last thing I noticed involving people today, this is not so much in public. It is kind of. I've run into this many times when I was, walking around the neighborhood on the sidewalk or whatever. I've noticed something old people do a lot. Specifically old men. They'll be walking on the sidewalk and then just stop. It's almost like a dog who just heard a squirrel. If their ears perk up, they stop. And then the old person just looks up into the sky. I don't know what this is about. The old man just sort of walking on the sidewalk. He stops suddenly and then just sort of raises his head, looks up in the sky, looks to the left, to the right. Sometimes he'll turn around. He doesn't go anywhere. In the same spot, just looking and looking and looking. What could he be looking for? This happens so often. Next time it happens, I'm going to ask the old person, what is it you think you see or hear? And maybe could you step off the sidewalk? It's a sidewalk, not a side stand. Thank you. That sounds like a joke I would play from one of those awful stand-up comedians we make fun of. That would be his big joke. Why do people stand on sidewalks? It's not called the side stand. All right. Well, there you go. I've had enough of people today. Let's move on with some audio. Hey, it's Black History Month, and as God is my witness, I will do everything in my power to promote and raise up the blacks. Even though I'm trying to do a good thing, that sure as hell sounded a little racist, didn't it? I think it's the blacks part. Gotta be a better way to say that. I will raise up black people because they are people. No, I don't like the way that sounds either. Let's stick with the blacks. I'm gonna raise up the blacks. Black Panther was a ginormous success at the box office. I figured there would be a flood of new black actors playing superheroes. Why can't there be a black Hawkeye? We could call him Black Eye. Every African-American superhero has to have black in the name, right? Bonus, it sounds like Black Guy. Anyway, that's just one idea. Then I read in the news, they're looking for a new Batman. Ben Affleck's done, and the rumor is Robert Pattinson is going to don the cape, if you will. That's utter bullshit. I think there should be a black Batman. Bats are black, after all. It's not that much of a stretch. Guys, is it just me, or am I sounding extra retarded today? Podcast is just really, really dumb. Anyway, so it turns out there is a black Batman, at least in porn. Thanks to the website pornpros.com, you can watch The Really Dark Knight. Now, I did not pay for access to this stupid site, so I only have a few clips here. I think it's enough, though, to give you an idea of what this is all about.
This is the job for The Really Dark Knight. I'm the black Batman. Batty, batty, batty.
Okay, so not a lot of time or effort was spent on the script or the costumes. Like a Batman outfit you'd pick up at a Halloween shop. Also, it's really just a green screen with the actor in front of it. So this is not going to be a special effects laden affair.
Girl, it's really scary out here. I think we should have called a cab. Yeah, me too.
Again, girls pretending to walk in front of a green screen of a street.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness, this is too dark out here. I know.
I know you can't tell what's going on here because there's a lot of screaming, but 2 clowns have popped up. Evil-looking clowns that are about to nab these 2 women.
This is a job for The Really Dark Knight. Unhand those really big booty sisters. Don't make me use my batarang on you. Get ready to be taken down, fiends. Batty, batty, batty.
Not gonna lie, I'm not crazy about his catchphrase, batty, batty, batty. Also, when he said he was going to take the criminals down with his batarang, I thought he was gonna whip out his dick. But no, he actually does have a batarang. The clowns are equipped with chainsaws. No match for Batman, though.
How was that, ladies?
Oh my goodness!
That's what I do.
Are we gonna get in the Batmobile?
Oh, no. We're taking the bus.
The next clip features the same ladies, just really a close-up of their ass. Oh, and them slurping on Batman's dick and his balls. She has the balls stretched out like their bat wings. Yeah, you can't really tell what's going on, but the women are having sex with Batman, and he ejaculates on their face, of course. I say that because, Batman is like a billionaire playboy. Where else is he gonna come?
Oh, yeah, I like that bat juice.
All right, we have played hypnosis audio on the show. Usually it's sex-related, and not really hypnosis. It's some S&M horse screaming into a microphone.
You're a little sissy. Grab that tiny pecker, pull your pud, stretch that man clit of yours.
Like, that's how you hypnotize someone. You just add some reverb and echo to your voice. Boom, you can get them to do whatever you want. In the 70s and 80s, people would try to lose weight or quit smoking with the help of hypnosis. You'd buy like an 8-track or a cassette tape or something and listen to it while you drift off to sleep. I have an example here. This one is going to help you get off hardcore narcotics. Yeah, this tape is titled Be Drug Free. So if you're addicted to the bad stuff, take a listen to this.
This is a Mind Profiles Laboratory audio production. For your security and safety, never play this audio cassette tape when operating machinery or a motor vehicle.
Because it's much safer to just continue operating that heavy machinery high on meth. Please don't listen to this audio cassette while driving. You need to focus on the road. No distractions.
It is suggested that you be comfortably seated in a quiet area. After you hear the opening chimes, you will enter into deep hypnosis within 30 seconds. Or, if you prefer, 60 seconds. The choice is yours.
Don't get me wrong, I love that I've got that feeling that I'm in control here. But I put the goddamn tape in. Let's get the show on the road. 60 seconds. All right, let me just fast forward a bit here to the actual hypnosis suggestions, I guess. I don't know.
As you relax, you let your muscles go like a Raggedy Ann doll. Your knees feel smooth and relaxed. You let them uncouple and be limp. Deep relaxation and sleep moves into your large thigh muscles. Your thighs unravel and relax as they sink and collapse into deep sleep. Your pelvis...
Oh my God, he used the same echo effect that I used.
...is loose and relaxed. Your buttocks are warm and comfortable.
Is this guy trying to take advantage of me?
Deep sleep is moving into your waist. It feels good to let your tummy out. Your mouth is becoming quite dry.
I know what you need.
Bat juice.
It may taste salty,
but you crave bat juice. The only thing that can quench your thirst is bat semen.
Bat juice. Bat juice. Bat juice. Bat juice. Bat juice. Bat juice. Bat juice.
All right, let's continue on with this drug-free thing.
When you swallow, you go deep asleep.
Oh, still thinking this is a sex
deep
thing.
Deep relaxation, even deep sleep, moves into your arms.
All right, so he's just trying to put us under right now. Let me just fast forward to the 10-minute mark, really get to the meat and potatoes of this bullshit.
Every time something comes up that made you want to use drugs in the past, you find yourself calm, in complete control, self-confident, and unafraid.
There, I'm cured of my drug addiction. Ting! Yeah, he says shit like that for like 15 minutes. Then things get dark.
Someone deceived you. What? Someone took advantage of you. It hurt you to be lied to.
Yeah.
It especially hurt your feelings and made you sad when you realized that someone else could even do something like that to you.
How can people be so awful? I just need to shoot up to forget the pain. Like, what is this guy doing to me? You're supposed to be giving me reasons to not do drugs.
It makes you feel sad, even now. As you feel the sadness, as you remember being lied to, you also see, feel, and hear yourself using drugs.
Oh, it feels so good. I get so high, I forget about all my problems. The warmness consumes my body. It's hugging me like a blanket.
Drugs really do make you feel great. They're your only friend in life, the only one who won't hurt you, won't betray you. What are you doing listening to this tape? Sell it and use that money to buy some crank. You want crank? Sweet nectar of the gods.
All right, let's continue on here.
You go to that time that someone struck you. Someone beat you or whipped you or spanked you. You clearly remember what happened.
Again, giving me more reason to do drugs.
It was painful. You were confused and felt helpless. You were humiliated. And you were deeply hurt. You remember and even feel the emotional hurt and pain.
You know what made that pain go away? Bet you remember that, too. So we started, he starts talking about all the bad shit at around the 10-minute mark, right? We're now about 20 minutes into the video.
One by one, they turn their back on you and walk away.
We're still going through the nightmare that is your life.
You begin to think about all of the bad things that others have done to you in your life.
You'd think the hypnosis video would be like, you don't need drugs in your life. You've got so much to live for. So many good things are happening. Drugs are just going to drag you down. You can have everything if you're drug-free. Instead of, dwelling on every bad fucking thing that's ever happened.
You begin to feel the horrible pain and all of the bad things that people have done to you.
This guy is a real downer. Well, I listened to most of the tape. He then goes on to make you remember all the bad things you did to other people. And, he's saying, look, this is all because of drugs. There's not a lot of positivity in the tape, which was a little surprising, but maybe it worked for someone. I don't know. And with that, let's get into the crazy, bizarre twist to that fucked up news right now. Hey, if you're not a member of the Distorted Views Sideshow, you're really missing out. The Sideshow is Distorted Views' member site where you get full access to the entire archive of programs. Remember, I've been at this since December 2004, so there are thousands of past programs to listen to. Plus, Sideshow members get exclusive podcasts not found anywhere else. We typically do about 2 of those a week. Tomorrow we'll be doing a Sideshow exclusive program, and again on Thursday. All of the free programs and the exclusive content are available on the Sideshow feed. You get a username and password. That password-protected feed works with most, not all, but most podcast apps. You can also download the episodes and find all the content on our website, superfreaksideshow.com. All major credit cards and PayPal accepted. It's only $6.99 a month, even less when you opt for a quarterly, semi-annual, yearly, and lifetime membership. This is how I'm able to continue doing the show, both the free show and the Sideshow exclusive stuff. So thank you to all of my Sideshow members. You are the reason the show continues. God bless each and every one of you. Also supporting the stupidity are my patrons. We've got a Patreon account. Maybe you can't afford $6.99 a month. Or you just want to, pledge a few extra dollars. Patreon.com/DistortedView. Another way to support the stupidity. Occasionally I'll post videos over there, or sometimes we did like a zipped up sound archive of some of the clips that I play once in a while. So that's kind of cool. Oh, and you get access to a special voicemail line. I'll play your calls first. Patreon.com/DistortedView. All right, 3 quick stories now. First up. A mother who was breastfeeding in public allegedly squirted her tits at a woman who told her to move somewhere private, cover up her udders, because she doesn't want to see it. Instead, she certainly got an eyeful, nearly blinded the bitch. The incident is said to have happened in a park in Dartford, Kent, over there in the UK this past weekend, and was later reported on a local Facebook forum. The post states... I have the post right here. To the Lady Dartford Park. All right. Sounds about right for Facebook, grammatically speaking. To the Lady Dartford Park, who thought it was appropriate to breastfeed her baby whilst my child and very easily distracted husband sat nearby. I don't think it was necessary for you to react the way you did just because I asked you to go somewhere private, telling me to fuck off and squirting me with your boobs. It was incredibly uncalled for. I hope you are ashamed of yourself. Everyone takes their outrage to Facebook, right? Well, replies were not very kind to this lady. Anna responded, her reaction is not on, but why shouldn't she feed her baby in public? I would have had a few choice words for you if you asked me to go somewhere else. There's something wrong with people who think seeing someone breastfeeding is inappropriate. It's a beautiful thing. Danielle gave another response. You deserve what you got. If you don't like it, don't look. If you don't trust your husband, deal with it. That woman was feeding her child and you interfered in her life, not the other way around. The post has caused a storm among locals, with many coming to the defense of the breastfeeding mother. Janice Holmes was another person who replied and said, I hope you're ashamed of yourself. Her reaction may not have been the right way to deal with your ignorance, but she has every right to feed her child there. I mean, I'm guessing each, city or whatever jurisdiction has their own rules about nudity, because I'm pretty sure Columbus is pro-titty. I've seen a lot of bare tits in Columbus. I mean, usually it's lesbian tits during gay pride, not grade A tit steak, if you know what I mean. It's always the fat, hairy bull dykes whipping out their tits. Not college, co-ed, 19-year-old prime cutlets. Whatever. But also, I was out, one night I was out eating downtown. I don't remember what restaurant, but we were outside eating, and we just saw a whole gaggle of people on bicycles, nude, men and women. I guess that's a thing, these nude bike runs. But again, I guess you're allowed to be naked on the. That doesn't seem right, though, does it? People get arrested for being completely naked in the street. Maybe it's because they're on a bicycle that it's okay. They're technically in a vehicle on their private property or something. I don't know. All right, where are we at here? Sierra Bennett said, if this lady told me to stop breastfeeding my daughter and go somewhere else, I would tell her to do one, which I guess is some UK slang. Probably fuck off. Others criticized the husband for staring at the mother and child. A recent law protects the rights of breastfeeding mothers, at least over there in the UK, who can't be discriminated against in public by being asked to leave cafes, shops, or public transport. I'm pretty sure we have similar laws here in the US, right? I mean, women can breastfeed their baby if they need to. Also, I think it should be okay for men to stare. You're in public. You chose to whip them out. We're allowed to look. It's a win-win for everyone involved. Ting! Second story we have for you today. Man, we have talked about this time and time again. Fast food is fine garbage cuisine. But you shouldn't go into a fast food experience thinking you're going to get great customer service or even that your order's going to be right. You gotta just check your food. I've learned, if I'm in the drive-thru, I will get my food and then immediately park in the parking lot and go through each of the items if I'm that concerned. A lot of times, I don't even bother with special requests. Like, I don't like fucking pickles on my burger. I'll just take them off myself, though. It's less infuriating. Like, I'm not going to get mad if I know I'm going to have to take them off. I'll get mad if I order something and specifically tell them, no pickles, and then I bite into the burger and there's fucking pickles. I prefer to just do everything myself. Lord Douche doesn't particularly like fast food, but when he does order it, there's a lot of special instructions, and it's an infuriating process for me to order the food, for the employees who can't handle special requests, and then, ultimately, the disappointment and anger from Lord Douche when something is wrong. And that starts a whole chain reaction of, like, he asks, do you have the receipt? Let's check the receipt to see if you ordered it right. Then if I did order it right, you got to find the 800 number because you got to call and complain. And it's like, I don't care. I expect the food to be wrong. You got to just come to terms with this shit before you even, head to the fast food restaurant. A McDonald's customer was arrested after calling police to complain about his Big Mac hamburger having onions. Dude, that's like the easiest thing to scrape off. If that's the only thing wrong with your order, consider yourself lucky. All right, not only was he upset about the onion situation, he then challenged the restaurant's manager to a fist fight. Leslie McDonough, which sounds very close to McDonald's, right? Leslie McDonough, 53, was visiting the fast food chain in Manchester, England around 10:30 p.m. on a Friday when he claims he received the wrong meal that he couldn't eat because of a severe onion allergy. Do you think he really had an allergy? I have a sneaking suspicion most people who say they have an allergy just dislike the food. They think they're going to get better service by claiming it's an allergy. Oh, they're going to be careful with my food. Because I told him I'll die if there are onions in my burgers. But you gotta remember, these people don't care. They get paid a shitty wage to work in shitty conditions. I'm just happy if my burger has the right type of meat in it. If I order a hamburger and something with beef comes out, it's a win. Sometimes you'll get a few pieces of chicken nuggets with a bun on top. According to the newspaper, McDonough, who had been drinking prior to visiting the McDonald's, threatened to fight the manager. I love that he's allergic to onions, but getting blackout drunk is no problem. That's no health concern to him. All right, so he threatened to fight the manager before calling police to report the mixed-up meal. The incident began to escalate when police arrived and asked McDonough to leave the restaurant. McDonough reportedly fell to the floor and grabbed a police officer's leg as they attempted to stand him up. McDonough also spit in an officer's face while they were taking him off the premises. Prosecutor Paul Summers said that police had to restrain the man as they escorted him out. The police were then able to hold the defendant by his arms in the scuffle and escort him out of the store. The officers were struggling with the defendant, and whilst they were doing this, he spat in one of the officers' faces. He was arrested for being drunk and disorderly and assaulting an emergency worker. His defense attorney said he called police, as did the McDonald's staff. His memory of the incident isn't complete, but he was quite clearly utterly embarrassed and ashamed. This was not a planned attack on the officer. He says that he's not a violent person. McDonough was ordered to pay a $248 fine and sentenced to a 12-month community order plus 120 hours of unpaid work. Final story we have for you today. Michael Faulkner, age 51, walked into an exam room at the Alabama Men's Clinic in Birmingham and sat down in front of an employee named Tony. Faulkner was at an impotence clinic, a walk-in cash-only establishment that sells Trimix, a drug that's injected right into the penis. It's used to treat erectile dysfunction, but sometimes ED is more psychological than physical, and be corrected with other types of low-risk drugs. Trimix, you see, can cause some issues. Faulkner said that sometimes he had trouble maintaining an erection during intercourse. Because you're probably gay. When Faulkner realized that the drug that was administered wasn't a pill and actually had to be jabbed into his shaft, he was like, nope, no thanks. Smell you later. Dr. Tobias Kohler, a urologist at the Mayo Clinic, said, this is like using a grenade to handle a small problem. It's overkill, and your dick might explode. When Faulkner decided to try the treatment, Dr. John Justin Caulfield came into the room. He consulted with Faulkner and then gave him an injection. He saw results within a few minutes. It just jumped up, said Faulkner. While Faulkner was enjoying the erection due to the medication, salesperson Tony swooped in and sold him a 3-month supply of the shots for about $1,500. Faulkner says, that was the biggest mistake I ever made. Now Faulkner and another man have filed separate lawsuits against the Alabama Men's Clinic, both arguing they were permanently disfigured as a result of the clinic treatments. Well, they were probably injecting it into the wrong part of the cock. They're not professionals. They don't know where to stick it. He said also the clinics offer a full spectrum of treatments, including vacuum pumps, pills, and injections. Dude, if you want a vacuum pump, just go to adamandeve.com. Use coupon code FREAK. You can control the suction. It's way safer. Promo code FREAK. Patients receive personalized ED solutions. It's not a one-size-fits-all. That's according to Kyle Fisk, a spokesman for the Alabama Men's Clinic. We've been open since 2012, and these are the only 2 lawsuits they've ever received. I'd say they have a pretty good track record. This is probably the same injections that porn stars use. Because, like guys get tired after coming a few times, and so they get injected with something. It's probably Trimix. And then they can keep on fucking. The Alabama Men's Clinic radio ads, which run on talk and sports radio stations, guarantee results after your first visit, or it's free. The ad offers a $99 first visit, which includes a test dose of the medication. Rarely mentioned, though, are the serious side effects, including bleeding, infection, and increased risk of priapism, long-lasting and painful erections, Kohler described as a heart attack of the penis. Priapism can occur with pills too, but it's more likely with injections because they're stronger. After Faulkner started using Trimix, he experienced erections that lasted 4, 5, even 6 hours after intercourse. Some were painful. Well, why didn't he stop using it then? Like, that's a red flag. Like, your dick won't go down after 6 hours. Maybe ease up on the dosage there. Each time he called the clinic to ask what to do, he said Tony told him to take a cold shower or put a cold rag on your cock. Sometimes that worked. Sometimes it didn't. Dun dun dun. Even when used appropriately, the shots can cause scarring and disfigurement. Not everyone will experience that, but it's a problem. This guy might have an issue, though, because, of course, Faulkner had to fill out paperwork beforehand, consent forms. I'm sure that all outlined potential problems. Even though Faulkner was experiencing some side effects, he continued to inject the Trimix solution regularly for about a year. Then, one day, in February of 2017, he injected himself and nothing happened. Like, something was seriously wrong. So he called the clinic. The doctor told him to just stop using the injections for a couple weeks, give your buddy a rest, but the penis was misshapen at that point and substantially curving upward, as if reaching for the sky, trying to touch Jesus in heaven. Faulkner apparently never went back to the clinic. He later learned from a urologist that the damage would likely never heal on its own. He was diagnosed with Peyronie's disease, a condition in which scar tissue in the penis causes painful curvature. Now, Faulkner, who was afraid of an injection, will have to have his penis surgically reconstructed. So now, like I said, there's a lawsuit involved. End result, Faulkner's longtime girlfriend left him shortly after the injury to his cock. What a bitch, right? He struggles to keep a job. He has to go to therapy. He's given up dating. He's a shell of his former self. He said, I just want justice. I felt like I've been lied to. Other people out there really need to know what they're getting into before they walk through those doors. So be careful. This should go without saying, but think twice before jabbing your cock with drugs. That, my friends, is your distorted news for Monday. Monday. Let's do a couple voicemails and get the hell out of here. There are many ways to contact the show, me, talk with other freaks. Let's list them out here. Show@distortedview.com. That's my email address. Voicemail line for you, 206-666-4463. We've got a Discord, so you can chat with hundreds of other listeners of the program. That link is on our main navigation bar over there at distortedview.com. And, of course, you can follow me all over social media at distortedview on Twitter and Instagram, facebook.com/distortedviewshow, youtube.com/distortedviewshow, yada, yada, yada. All right, let's do a couple voicemails here. First up, patron and frequent caller, Level 80 Cat Lady, I believe, is calling in here.
Hey, Tim, it's Level 80 Cat Lady. Are you ready for today's pity party?
Oh, no.
So last night I thought it would be a good idea to do homework, so I walked out to get something out of my car, got to the curb, my right foot decided to get caught in that rubber shit between the curb and the sidewalk, and it rolled out a bit too hard, and I was screaming on the asphalt, and there were a ton of people coming by, like, oh my god, do you need an ambulance? And no, I didn't. Eventually I got back up, but I went to the doctor and I broke my foot.
Oh, Christ.
And it's my right foot, my driving foot. I don't know what I do to deserve this shit.
You must have been a horrible person in a past life because God is continuing to punish you. I mean, I would list everything that has happened to you, but I don't want to depress the listeners.
True.
Just to say, for those of you who don't know, rape was involved. She's got some dangling bits on her asshole. That had nothing to do with the rape, and those are two very different problems. Just a hemorrhoid, but still, shouldn't have to deal with that. I guess I should have let off with cancer of the mouth, and having to have all your teeth ripped out. In the grand scheme of things, a little hemorrhoid doesn't seem like that big of a deal.
True. Sideshow member TJ from Chicago. I was just listening to the episode from December 13th, and in the voicemail section, you were talking to, I think it was some guy in Japan, about your drop in subscribers or Sideshow members or whatever, and at the end of that call, you were like, you know, we have to do just a little bit to make TV a little more accessible. Just a little bit. And then I listened to the very next day's show, the 14th, and the very first thing you do on the show is like, all right, guys, today we're going to do a play-by-play of a 15-minute gay porn film, and then you proceed to play like a minute's worth of audio from the gay fisting porn. And I was on a train at the time, and I was just laughing my ass off.
Yeah, okay, I said we need to make the show more accessible. I didn't say that I could do it.
I know that you want to make the show more accessible, but at the same time, Tim, like,
look,
that's why I love you, and
I know.
I want you to be successful, but also I don't want you to ever change.
Yeah, well, I will say this. I don't remember what the percentage was. I said, looking at the PayPal stats, we were down whatever percent from the year before. And we kind of rallied at the end, and I think we're only down like 3 or 4% from last year, so that was pretty good. We ended up doing well. I don't know why, if there were a bunch of subscriptions maybe at the end of the year or sales from merchandise. Who knows?
Fucking crazy.
I'm a horrible businessman.
And you introduced me to all this weird shit, and I love it. Yeah, really, I just wanted to point out that interesting discrepancy there.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
See, the
still a
problem
Sideshow
is, like,
member.
when I can't ever just sit on a piece of audio. Like, when I get something good, I'm like, oh my god, I gotta share it with you guys right away. Even if I talk about how, we gotta make the show more accessible, I should really stop playing gay fisting porn. If the very next day I come across something that I think is wonderful and it involves gay fisting, I'm gonna play it. I can't help myself.
We'll never stop being a Sideshow member. I'm a monthly member, so you get more money from me in the long run.
TJ, yeah.
Plus $6.99 is not that much money every month. So.
You know, it really isn't anymore. And, you know, this has nothing to do with the Sideshow or the membership prices, but, like, have you guys been to, like, a fast food restaurant? I always thought, like, you get a value meal for $5 or, $6 or something. Man, they are raising their prices like crazy. It's like $8-9 for like a standard value meal. I mean, you can get, like, the special, like, 4 for $4 deal. Or, you get a junior bacon cheeseburger and fries for $4. Whatever. But I'm talking about, like, a decent, like, a value meal, like a combo meal. It's crazy how expensive things are becoming. I'm an old man, I guess. I remember when I could buy a combo meal for $5. That's a biggie fry and drink. All right, so yeah, I've only ever raised the Sideshow membership once. When we started the Sideshow, it was $5 a month. At some point, I had to raise it to $6.99, and part of that was because my credit card processor and PayPal kept raising their fees, right? So even though you're paying $5 a month, I don't get $5. It's more like $4. You know what I mean? Like after everyone takes their cut. I had to raise it at some point, but all right, that's neither here nor there. You guys don't have to worry about that. You just sit back and enjoy the stupidity. That is all the time we have on this edition of the show. Want you guys to email me, show@distortedview.com. Distortedview.com is our official website. Voicemail on for you, 206-666-4463. That's 206-660. Oh, God, is it? Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, I like that bat juice.
Spread the distortion, STD. Tell all your friends about the podcast. Don't forget to rate us and review us on iTunes. I'll be back tomorrow, if and only if you're Sideshow members. Otherwise, I will see you on Wednesday. Until then, have a great day. Bye, everybody.
Obviously, it's affecting emotionally.
I am emotionally.
Talk to me a little bit.
Well, I grew up here, I live here, and I used to play football here. And I can't believe anybody's going to close this damn thing down. And I'm a carpenter, and I couldn't, shit.
It's got you that upset.
Oh, yeah? What are you kidding? It's stupid. Why would they shut down this library?
You grew up with this library?
Oh, definitely. I grew up on Decatur Street.
So you've been coming here your whole life?
Basically, yeah.